International audiences have embraced this message wholeheartedly. From Seoul to New York, Paris to Sao Paulo, Jimin's influence crosses language barriers. Fashion editors write about his impact on style, psychologists discuss his role in redefining masculinity, and fans across continents see him as someone who embodies grace in an often harsh world. His reach goes beyond entertainment. It touches culture, identity, and emotion on a global scale. In interviews, Jimin has often expressed gratitude rather than pride for his success. He frequently thanks fans for their support and emphasizes teamwork and love among BTS members. This humility stands in contrast to the competitive nature of the entertainment industry. It's precisely this combination of talent and groundedness that continues to earn him admiration from people who might not even be fans of K-pop. To many, he represents the best qualities of a modern artist: skill, humility, authenticity, and heart. What's remarkable is that Jimin never tries to portray himself as perfect. He openly shares his struggles, doubts, and insecurities, moments that make him even more relatable. When he speaks about working hard to improve or about the emotional challenges he faces, it creates a sense of connection with fans who are also trying to find their own balance in life. That openness transforms his public image from that of a distant star to someone who feels real, kind, and human. In recent editorials, several cultural commentators have even compared Jimin's influence to that of legendary artists who reshaped beauty and gender ideals in their eras. Like Prince, David Bowie, or Freddie Mercury, Jimin is seen as someone who transcends labels and uses art to question norms. But unlike those figures, Jimin's approach is gentler. He doesn't provoke through rebellion but through grace. He redefines masculinity not by rejecting it, but by softening its edges and infusing it with empathy. For the media, this blend of poise and depth makes him a fascinating subject. For fans, it makes him an inspiration. And for society, it makes him a symbol of change. In a time when the world craves authenticity and kindness, Jimin's image feels like a breath of fresh air, a reminder that being true to yourself can be the most powerful form of strength. His growing recognition as a symbol of new masculinity is not a title he claimed, but one that the world has given him naturally. That organic respect speaks volumes about how deeply he resonates with people from different backgrounds and cultures. It shows that true influence doesn't come from dominance, but from connection. It's built not on image, but on integrity. As the conversation around gender and identity continues to evolve, Jimin's presence will likely remain an important part of that dialogue. He stands as proof that the definition of masculinity is not fixed. It's fluid, evolving, and deeply personal. Through his actions, artistry, and authenticity, he embodies a truth that many are only beginning to understand. That strength is not about suppressing emotion, but embracing it. Not about control, but about confidence in one's vulnerability. Jimin's legacy, therefore, may not just be in music charts or awards, but in hearts and minds. He represents the possibility of a world where men can be expressive, where art can heal, and where kindness can lead. And in doing so, he reminds us all, no matter who we are, that there is beauty in being real, and power in being gentle. Jimin, a member of BTS, has once again captured the world's attention as international media spotlight his unique approach to style, personality, and modern masculinity. Over the years, the K-pop superstar has become more than just an idol. He has evolved into a cultural symbol representing a new era of confidence, emotional expression, and individuality. In recent months, leading magazines such as GQ and Vogue have praised him for embodying what they call the new masculinity, a concept that blends strength with vulnerability, elegance with authenticity, and grace with quiet power. The discussion around Jimin's influence is not only about his physical appearance or stage presence, but also about what he represents in today's changing world. In a society that has long defined masculinity through toughness, dominance, and stoicism, Jimin has managed to redefine it with softness, empathy, and sincerity, without ever losing his sense of strength. His image challenges outdated stereotypes that once dictated how men should behave, dress, and express themselves. Through his music, performances, and even small gestures, Jimin projects a confidence that comes not from trying to appear powerful, but from being completely comfortable with who he is. When Jimin performs, there's a captivating duality in him, an intensity that draws you in and a gentleness that feels deeply human. Fans often describe his movements as poetry in motion, combining precision with emotion in a way that few performers can. On stage, he can exude power and charisma, yet off stage, he shows humility and kindness that seem effortless. This rare balance has become one of his most defining traits, earning him recognition from fashion critics, cultural commentators, and fans around the world. What makes Jimin stand out in the entertainment industry is his authenticity. Despite global fame and endless attention, he remains true to himself. He does not conform to what society expects of a male celebrity. Instead, he presents himself honestly, whether he's performing on stage, attending a fashion event, or sharing personal reflections with fans. That honesty resonates deeply in a generation that values realness over perfection. His fans, known as ARMY, often say that Jimin inspires them to embrace their own vulnerabilities, to be gentle yet strong, and to believe that sensitivity can be a form of courage. The fashion world, in particular, has been quick to recognize Jimin's cultural impact. His collaborations with luxury brands have not only boosted their visibility in Asia, but have also redefined how male idols can engage with high fashion. When Jimin walks into a photo shoot or appears at a global event, there's a quiet but commanding presence about him. His style choices often blur the lines between traditionally masculine and feminine aesthetics. Whether he's wearing a tailored suit or an elegant silk shirt, Jimin proves that confidence has no gender and that fashion is a language of self-expression, not limitation. This evolution of image didn't happen overnight. Since BTS debuted in 2013, Jimin has consistently shown growth as an artist and as an individual. From his early days as a dancer trained in contemporary and modern ballet to becoming a global pop icon, Jimin's journey has been marked by passion, discipline, and a deep emotional connection to his craft. His performances often convey stories of struggle, hope, and transformation, reflecting not only his personal growth, but also the evolution of BTS as a group that continuously breaks barriers. Many international publications have highlighted how Jimin's public persona represents a shift in the global understanding of masculinity. The new masculinity he embodies is not about rejecting traditional strength, but about expanding it to include emotional intelligence, empathy, and authenticity. In an era where men are increasingly encouraged to express their feelings and show vulnerability, Jimin has become a visible example of how strength and sensitivity can coexist beautifully. Psychologists and cultural critics have even noted that figures like Jimin are helping young men around the world see that it's okay to cry, to care, and to express affection openly. By simply being himself, Jimin challenges decades of societal conditioning that equated masculinity with emotional suppression. His openness, whether through interviews, lyrics, or fan interactions, sends a powerful message. Being kind does not make you weak, and being soft does not make you less of a man. Beyond his influence in gender representation, Jimin also stands out for his humanity. Those who have met him, from staff members to journalists, often describe him as polite, warm, and genuinely considerate. He listens attentively, speaks thoughtfully, and treats everyone around him with respect. This humility is especially striking given his immense fame and global reach. Instead of letting success distance him from others, Jimin uses his platform to connect, uplift, and inspire. That sincerity, perhaps more than anything else, is what makes people see him as a new kind of role model. Social media has played a huge part in amplifying Jimin's global influence. Every photo, every candid moment, every live broadcast he shares becomes a topic of discussion among fans and fashion communities alike. His aura, sometimes soft, sometimes fierce, has turned him into a muse for countless artists and designers. He doesn't have to say much. His presence itself speaks volumes. It's this quiet magnetism that has led people to call him not just a performer, but an icon of emotional expression and cultural transformation. What's interesting is how Jimin's rise as a symbol of modern masculinity coincides with a broader cultural shift. Around the world, more people are beginning to reject rigid gender norms and embrace individuality. In that sense, Jimin is not just following a trend, he is shaping it. His ability to merge confidence with vulnerability reflects the values of a new generation that wants to live authentically and without fear of judgment. For young fans, he represents the possibility of being fully oneself in a world that often pressures people to fit in. Even within BTS, Jimin's personality shines as uniquely empathetic and grounded. Members and fans alike have spoken about his caring nature, his habit of checking in on others, and his deep sense of responsibility. It's this emotional intelligence that complements his artistic brilliance. Whether he's comforting a fellow member or sharing heartfelt words with fans, Jimin shows that leadership can come from compassion as much as from authority. As an artist, his solo works further reflect this duality of strength and sensitivity. Songs like Promise, Filter, and Like Crazy reveal different sides of his identity, from self-reflection to sensuality, from vulnerability to self-assurance. Each track is infused with emotional honesty, giving listeners a glimpse into his inner world. Through his music, Jimin reminds us that art can be both powerful and intimate, and that expressing emotion is not a weakness, but a universal human strength.